All right, perfect. Thank you, everyone, for joining us today. We'll now move on to the interesting or cool part of today's event, as Yusek declared it. And that will be ł.pitch, which will be presented in more detail by Julianka, joining us here today. But before we do that, we would like to show you a quick presentation from BGK about the 3W initiative, which stands for Woda, Wodór, Węgiel, water, hydrogen, carbon. It will last a brief few minutes and is strongly interlinked with what you'll be seeing for the rest of the sort of following hour or so within the competition, which is innovation and how that can help us address problems and challenges of today. Thank you.
Nothing to add.
Good morning. It is 7 a.m. Your physiological parameters are normal. It's time for a bath. Water temperature, perfect. And thanks to the intelligent cleansing, I use 10 times less water. For breakfast, I eat fresh vegetables straight from my home aquaponic farm. I have a reserve of energy thanks to a hybrid hydrogen battery storage unit that collects excess energy from solar panels. And like my neighbor, I use a domestic small-scale water retention system. I take care of the garden and the environment. Hydrogen excess makes the home and all appliances running on electricity independent of the electricity grid. Maybe next time, I'll choose a hydrogen tram or bus. Time for a sustainable lunch, not only in terms of the products consumed, but also their second life. They become fuel to produce hydrogen, which I will eventually use to fill up my car. Electrolysis of water, that's brilliant, especially due to the proximity of the sewage treatment plant and food establishments. Biomass processed in reactors increases the potential for hydrogen production by a factor of 5. It used to be unthinkable. Graphene electronics, carbon nanotechnologies, self-generation are changing my life and influencing the decisions I make. Before bed, I look at my tablet and check that all is well in my little retention and aquaponics. Everything is as it should be. My physiological parameters are also fine. I just have to remember to change the carbon filter and put out the organic waste container in the morning. It is not a dream of the future, but our better tomorrow that is at hand. We must take care of the way we use natural resources so that we do not live at the expense of future generations. Water, hydrogen, and carbon are the resources of life that, used properly, can change our future.
All right, so while what you have just seen might refer to a more long-term vision of the future and environmental sustainability, what we hope you'll be seeing in the next hour will refer to much more short-term and maybe feasible solutions. Before you, we have the ł.pitch Startup Challenge, a competition organized by us at the LSE Polish Business Society for pre-seed startups. Out of all the applications we received, 3 startups made it to the finale. In front of you, the audience, and our renowned jurors seated before you, they will present their ideas to be chosen for the main prize, £3,000 and easy access to the Demium incubation program.
2022 is a year of Ignacy Łukasiewicz as a 200th anniversary of his birth, after whom the name ł.pitch was taken. As a pioneer of the oil industry and the inventor of the kerosene lamp, Ignacy Łukasiewicz significantly contributed to the development of entrepreneurship in Poland. He was also an important social activist. His figure inspired us to name our competition ł.pitch in order to show that its mission is to promote entrepreneurship in Poland and abroad.
We'd like you to welcome Julianna Klęk with a round of applause on the stage. She is responsible for the organization of this project and the mastermind behind it.
Thank you. Thank you. Welcome, everyone. My name is Julianna Klęk, and I'm the head of the ł.pitch Startup Team 2022. And first, I'd like to congratulate to all our finalists, Colmsy, Deeptail AI, and the Challenger project. Yes. As part of Polish student diaspora here in London, we want to accelerate the development of young innovative companies in the Polish entrepreneurial ecosystem. We love to see how young companies rally and help each other and contribute to keep this process better and better. But we would not be here today without our beloved sponsors and partners. Thank you to Konrad-Zalej law firm for contributing, for supporting us since the very beginning. Thank you to Demium Start Venture Capital, Bank Gospodarstwa Krajowego, and Black Purse VC for supporting us this year. Startups aren't born to be quiet. After every pitch, the panel of renowned and great jury members will grow our company's representatives with a Q&A. And pitching is not easy, especially in front of such a big and renowned audience. So please, make our finalists feel welcomed while they're on stage and when they leave. And finally, I am thrilled to introduce you to our panel of jury. Karolina Wilk-Trojanowska, Head of Incubation at Demium Venture Capital. Mr. Rafał Celej, CEO and partner of law firm Konrad-Zalej. Mr. Edgar Koleśnik, partner at Abris Capital Partners. And finally, it is my utmost pleasure to welcome the fourth jury member and our guest speaker, Ms. Katarzyna Dębek, Deputy Editor-in-Chief at Forbes Poland, who will now give a welcome speech of the occasion of the grand finale of the ł.pitch Startup Competition 2022. Please welcome to the stage Ms. Katarzyna Dębek. Thank you.
Thank you so much. I'm feeling really lucky today, not just because I'm taking part in the cool part of the conference, but I've also been called renowned. And the third reason is I'm not the one pitching today, so less stress on me. But nobody said building a startup is going to be easy, right? Elon Musk likes to reiterate that it's actually like looking into abyss and eating glass at the same time. Not very optimistic, right? The looking into the abyss part is about the fact that 99% of all startups actually fail. And still people try they try their best. And the other part, the eating glass part, is about the difficulty and all the stress caused by actually running one. Because you start off thinking, oh, my hobby is finally going to be my job. I'm going to do some cool things with my friends. And then you end up not focusing on the things that work, because if they work, you don't really have to focus on them. But you have to do things that you don't like doing, right? So you have to lay people off. Nobody likes that. Nobody likes paying taxes or pivoting when you thought your first idea was really good. So it's not an easy job, and many people fail. Of course, I wouldn't know much about failure because I work for Forbes magazine. And at Forbes, we've been covering success mainly, right? We describe successful people and their businesses. We make up lists of top wealthy and 100 wealthiest people, 30 under 30, so the upcoming business champions, right? We have 25 under 25 to celebrate the young people that actually do great business already, and they're very entrepreneurial. So success, success, success. So imagine my surprise when about 6 months ago, we organized an event. I think a little smaller than this one maybe, but very exclusive. And we invited some venerated entrepreneurs from Poland. It was on the occasion of yet another of our rankings. It was called 100 Biggest Polish Private Companies. So we decided to make a panel of very seasoned entrepreneurs, owners of such companies. You probably know them. Asseco, there was Adam Góral, and Kruk, there was Piotr Krupa. And we put them on stage next to creators, next to the founders of our big startups, the upcoming unicorns. There was Booksy, there was Tylko, there was RTB House, very good business people. And of course, they were, talking the usual business bits and bobs about how successful they were in their expansion abroad, and how, basically how it all went well for them. And then at some point, Piotr Krupa from Kruk said, well, you know what? It's all hunky-dory, but at some point when we were doing our foreign expansion, we had to lay, I think, 250 people off, and we lost a couple of million zloty just because it didn't work the way we thought it would. We had to move our operations from Prague to Hradec Králové in Czech Republic because it just didn't work in the direction we were hoping it would go. And then suddenly, the discussion got really exciting, really heated. And then the man from Tylko said, you know what? I mean, this is not a failure. I had a bigger one. And then the RTB House CEO said, I can top that, I had so many failures in my life. And everybody got something to add. Suddenly, everybody wanted to say something. And of course, while I was watching that, I mean, why am I saying that? While I was watching that, I realized that the thing they actually had in common, all those seasoned entrepreneurs and startup founders, was that they didn't give up at some point. They saw these failures, they saw these mistakes, they saw these obstacles, but they managed to overcome. And they didn't lose the enthusiasm because, everybody has a plan until they get punched in the face. That's Mike Tyson for you. But I can also quote a more respectable source. Winston Churchill once famously said that success is going from one failure to the other without losing enthusiasm. And I hope you guys will never lose your business enthusiasm. And I hope to see you on the next cover of Forbes magazine, maybe. Thank you very much, and good luck to you. Thank you.
Thank you, Katarzyna, for your speech. And thank you to all you jurors gathered here today to listen to the startups, but also to hopefully later participate in discussion with some of the attendants who are keenly waiting to speak to you today.
The work of jury starts now because we move to getting to know our finalists, and the first finalist is Calmzy. Do I pronounce it correct? Calmzy, which is a startup which uses AI technology to provide mental health support for patients suffering from depression and anxiety.
It will be pitched by Marek and Mateusz, so give them a round of applause.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. So at Calmzy, we develop prescription-grade digital therapeutics for children's mental health. Nowadays, 20% of US children aged 3 to 17-year-old have a mental, emotional, or behavioral disorder. And in fact, only 1 in 5 of these children receive the appropriate care that they really deserve. As one parent says, until the payers and funding sources realize that kids are in dire straits and programs are sadly lacking, this problematic and urgent will only worsen. I could go on, but the problem is clear. The solution is really less so. We can talk about going to Mars, but can't find an appropriate inpatient or outpatient solution. Simply unacceptable. And a new opportunity very recently has emerged in the form of digital therapeutics. Digital therapeutics are clinically tested, evidence-based software solutions designed to manage, treat, or prevent a disorder or disease. And once they are approved by regulatory bodies, such as the FDA, and prescribed by physicians, they can be reimbursed, so the patient doesn't have to pay for the treatment. And Conzi develops prescription-grade digital therapeutics by combining cognitive behavioral therapy with conversational AI. So basically, we develop solutions through storytelling and gamified activities, guided a personalized therapeutic video bot. So imagine, a child is watching a cartoon, and there is an interaction going between the characters. And suddenly, this interaction really stops, and the child can begin interacting with characters by speaking to them. And these characters, they can guide really the child through therapeutic sessions. Our DTX solutions are driven by AI and based on years of clinical and pharmaceutical industry experience. It is really important that we are currently performing a clinical trial to really validate the efficacy of our solution on adults first. And we have some preliminary results from our first 6 patients. And they clearly show that after 4 weeks, both in terms of depression and anxiety, the severity of these really decreased. And also, there is a huge upside opportunity to what we are doing, proven by, for example, Akili and Cognoa. Akili developed the first video game to really treat ADHD, and recently IPO'd through a SPAC, and before that they raised over 300 million in funding. And while the adult mental health care market is becoming more and more competitive, the mental health care market for children and young adolescents is still lacking solutions. There are still less than 10 DTX solutions being developed. And in fact, there are no interactive platforms based on video bot agents, the new generation of rapport building solutions that we are building. And we differentiate ourselves from the competition, first of all, by focusing on younger children, from 8 to 12 years old. There are no solutions for depression and anxiety for this age group. In addition to this, our solution establishes rapport with children and is really highly interactive and engaging, which is very important so that children really follow the treatment and they engage in it. We have a great interdisciplinary team with more than 2 decades of clinical and research experience. And we have tremendous software team as well that has already together built software solutions addressed to thousands of daily active users. And we have also great UX and UI designers, so important for solutions like this. We are advised by the former Polish national consultant for psychiatry of children and young adolescents, and also by the former AstraZeneca Poland CEO, Dr. Jarek Oleszczuk. And we have been awarded very recently, at the end of last year, the World Mental Health Tech Product of the Year award. And in addition to this, we are part of the Healthcare Lab organized by Roche and EIT Health. And we are also proud member of NVIDIA Inception Acceleration Program. Thank you very much, and I'm very happy to answer any questions.
It seems that you're solving a serious problem, but can you elaborate a little bit more about your business model?
Okay, so our business model is to provide our solution directly to consumer and then for it to be reimbursed. So our business model basically is reimbursement, so like a normal traditional drug. What we do is basically physicians are prescribing this solution, and then we are reimbursed up to $1,600 for each use of the product. It's between $300 and $1,600 by single use, and it is a part that is negotiated with the healthcare system of a given country.
Have you already negotiated it with a particular system in a particular country?
Yeah, Roche is really helping us with this negotiation strategy, and we are working with them to really do it properly. But this is the price range into which it is negotiated. We are right now literally preparing for it.
What's then your roadmap plan? You say that you're right now currently testing it with some medical centers, which is very great for all of med-related solutions. Then what is the next for the product development, business development in your case?
So we are right now finishing this clinical trial to have full results, and then we'll have a follow-up clinical trial in the US on which the certification in the FDA will be based. So next step is certification through FDA and then commercialization.
What are the key risks you envisage for the next 12 to 24 months, and how do you plan to address them?
What are the issues?
Key risks, key issues,
Key issues.
challenges you face
Yes.
right now.
Right now. So definitely the certification through FDA will be a major milestone and major issue that we'll be working towards. We have great partner that is Roche and EIT Health that are really helping us with it. And we're building a very strong network in the US to really help us go through this process.
Okay, one more from my side. So you say a lot about the US. Is it your target market, or are you also planning to go maybe and implement the solution across Europe?
Yes, we do. We start from the US because it's the biggest market opportunity that we see, especially given that in this niche that we are, this is really a great opportunity for the US market. With every third dollar of the healthcare expense spent in the US, there is a huge need and a huge opportunity due to this. But then, yes, Germany will be the next market, and we'll be very much looking forward to regulation being introduced to Poland because our technology could be transferred to adults as well, and we would be the first company to really introduce such solutions for adults once the regulation is there.
We've seen a sizable team which helps you to develop a product.
Yeah.
How do you work on a daily basis? And do you see still any gaps or complementary skill set which you would look for in the next few months?
We'll be definitely looking for support in terms of regulatory knowledge and expertise. Brian Wallace is like Dr. Brian Wallace, our Chief Medical Officer, and Gabriela Zunek, our Chief Research Officer, are doing a tremendous job, but we'll be expanding our team in terms of the regulatory compliance. It is a lot of work, and the more knowledge we have, the better it is.
If you win the pitch, what would the prize help you do?
Definitely, it will help explore the opportunities of hiring more regulatory experts for the FDA and more legal aspects as well, because we're right now working a lot with lawyers. So this would be a great opportunity to really do more with that regard.
That was unfortunately the last question in this part.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. A huge thank you to ComZ, which I think is a solution that really so well addresses the many problems which we as students may have experienced on numerous occasions. And now we'll move on to our second finalist.
Yeah, our second finalist today is ł.pitch, a startup which uses AI technology, creating a book with an advanced personalized character based on just one photo sent by the client.
Please welcome Adam on stage, who will present ł.pitch and their startup.
Good luck.
So let's start with the following. Hello. Let's start with the following. Close your eyes, please. Now imagine you are swimming in a crystal clean ocean. You can feel the warm water and the breeze on your skin. And now open the eyes and tell me how realistic and strong this dream was. I can tell you that according to research, children's imagination is up to 5 times more realistic than adults. And it's one of the simplest yet very powerful method to develop creativity and reinforce intellectual abilities. Storytelling is as old as the hills. And this was the first personalized product on the market. Storytelling story is always adjusted to the listener. And actually, personalization was the sign of times in the era of handcraft products. This, for the sake of scalability, has been lost in the second and the third industrial revolution. As Henry Ford said, a customer can have a car any color he wants as long as it's black. The fourth industrial revolution finally gave us back what we had lost. A product for all now is changing to product for you. Personalized ads, video on demand, adjusted Google searches. All this shows the trend for global personalization of product. Today, I want to show you the way we want to personalize the world. I show you deep tailored books that just with one click can make your kid a tale hero. We work with world-known artists to provide high-level content that together with the deep learning methods can provide an unprecedented level of personalization. Our AI can do many things. It can get emotions, it can add mimics, it can rotate the head, it even has the aging and reverse aging effect. We can also change the style of any book, and your kid even can take its teddy bear with it to the story. Most of those features are not available to our competitors. Some of them focus on scalability, providing very little level of personalization, while others just go back to this handcraft era and cut out manually pictures just to put it into the story. We provide both, having a very scalable product with unknown level of personalization. Let's talk about the market. Do you know that an average family of 2+2 spends up to 3 times more money on gifts for kids than for video streaming platforms? Well, the market of just personalized gifts by 2027 will reach nearly $40 billion. As a beachhead market, we want to release the product in Poland, and actually the pre-sale has already started this week. In the next step, we would like to enter the market spend with the following 7 languages that covers up to 1.5 billion people. Market needs directly translate to financial projections. With 12 euros profit from every book and the projection of up to 500,000 books sold by the end of 2025, we plan to break even in 2 years, having €500,000 net profit 6 months later. The product I have presented wouldn't have been created without knowledge, passion, and dream that led founders of DeepTail up to this point on this stage. I'm the head of the project, and Paweł Mudrzyński is responsible for business development. Piotr Temczyk is the head of AI. We have a bunch of young, talented specialists, and we are supported with advisory board in business, sales, and tech. Great people to deliver great product for the little ones. Thank you so much.
Hi, can you actually tell us a little bit closer how this will actually work, how the kid will create the story? And
Perfect. So this is just one click. You go to our web page, you just like upload the photo of your kid. It can be just like one photo, frontal photo, and the AI will do everything, rotate the head depending on the story, add some features, transfer the style of the photo to the book, and you will just get delivered a book just for your kid with all the story adjusted directly to your.
But who will create the story?
Okay, so we are working with authors, with writers, well-known writers that provide books, and also we are about to sign an agreement with one of the biggest provider of content for kids. I cannot tell which one, but there are like several ones, so we can guess. And then a client can choose either just a book prepared by one of the writers, or maybe just the book based on one of the stories that recently was in the cinemas.
And what will be your business model? Will it be a subscription model or like one-off payment per story? And how do you envisage to earn?
So now it works just with the model, I mean, it's B2C, so the client pays for the book. But we would like to leverage the fact that we can personalize the story and the book can grow with the kid. And we would like to release a subscription where the client can actually register and then get the book every month, with maybe the book preparing the kid for the kindergarten phase or the birthday phase, or maybe something for the Christmas.
The end product is the actual book, right?
Yes. However, we also plan to release a digital copy for people that prefer just a digital copy.
We've seen a set of competitors which you've mentioned. What makes you unique and to what extent your competitive advantages are sustainable going forward?
Perfect. So I mean, there are some products that try to personalize the content. However, most of them just allow to put the name of the kid into the story. Some of them try to do some visualization in terms of mimicking the face. But I mean, at the end of the day, you can choose maybe 2 types of hair and 3 types of noses. And at the end of the day, the kid cannot really recognize itself in the story. Here, we have the full immersion, and we tested that kids love seeing themselves in the books.
And how about the barriers of entry to different markets? You've mentioned UK, France, Spain, different markets that you are planning to enter. Is there any differentiation of how you will provide this product to the foreign markets as well?
So we already developed a way to distribute the books for all those countries we mentioned. One challenge that actually we faced that we actually didn't expect is that translating these books is not as easy as it seems. But also on that side, we already have a progress, and soon in fall, we should be able to release the books for other countries.
What have you achieved so far in terms of number of books or whatever till today? And what is your plan for 22?
Perfect. So now we have 2 books under preparation. The first one should be released in around June 2022. The second one should be released for Christmas, and for Christmas we also planned the special edition with the characters coming from like well-known cinema movies.
And there was one quick last question. Your go-to-market strategy, I mean, how do you want to reach your end customers? You devote some fund to the marketing I saw on the chart. What's your general plan of selling it?
Perfect. So that's a great question. It's B2C. Definitely B2C is a challenging model. Here we already started cooperation with influencers, and this is the main source how we want to reach our clients.
Again, what would you spend the money from the pitch for?
Perfect. I mean, the money maybe is not that important, but we know how we will actually accommodate the visibility we will get, and we will definitely would like to strengthen our team. We need people mostly in sales and in scaling, mostly for the US market, and this is mostly what we are looking for.
And that was unfortunately our last question in this section. Well, the future is even more interesting than I thought. Thank you.
Thank you.
To Adam from Deeptail for this speech.
All right, and now let's move on to our third and final finalist. And this will be the Challenger Project presented by Rafa and Camila. The Challenger Project is a web platform which provides casual and non-professional players of the most popular video games with an opportunity to compete in tournaments and receive feedback. The floor is yours.
Good luck.
Okay. Test. Hello. Okay, thank you very much. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for the invitation. My name is Rafał Łabęcki, and together with Kamila Skubi, we'll have an honor to present Challenger Project. Our project is about casual esports, is about playing for money, and is about AI. And we address our product to video game players, and specifically to players of most popular video games in the world. Only 3 of them, so top 3 of them, have more than 500 million players a month. And the vast majority of those players are casual players, so non-pro, non-semi-pro, but casual players. And the problem we spotted is actually that there is no easy way for this casual players group to enter and to participate in esport tournaments. Okay, so our answer to this problem, so the solution, is a platform for players. Currently, it's a web platform. And within this platform, we provide 2 products. The first product is a casual competitive module. In this module, we introduce our approach to casual esports. We call it a challenge. And a challenge is a kind of an esports tournament which has no strict schedule and which maximizes fun. And this maximization of fun means that you don't always have to win a game to win a challenge, because challenges can have very diverse goals, can have very diverse conditions. There can be a for-fun challenge, there can be a try-hard challenge. So there's lots of possibility here, lots of fun, and it's a very casual approach. And what's more, and very unique at the same time, is that we not only give players a chance to participate in challenges, but we also tell them what they can do better in their gameplay to play better, to improve their skills, and probably to perform better in upcoming challenges. So how we do this? We pull data from video game developers' API. We pull this data and we use them for both products. So for the first product, which is a casual competitive module, we use data to calculate results, to verify conditions of challenges, so players actually don't have to do anything special to participate. It's very easy for them. They just have to link their in-game account to Challenger Project's account, and it's all. We do all the rest in the background. They just have to play as they play on a regular basis. And for the second product, which is a skills improvement module, actually take two steps there. So in the first step, we pull data to build and train AI models for the AI recommendation system. And then we use this data to tell players what they can do to play better. For example, actually, we are now integrated with League of Legends. So for League of Legends players, we can say that, OK, from your history of your last 20 games, it comes that you should do this and this to play better. So this is a kind of recommendation we can give. Our current status, so we're live since January this year. We are integrated with League of Legends. We're working on further integrations. We already made 6 promotional esports events in Poland with our partners on YouTube and also on site, hosted by esports pubs and cafes. Just a few days ago, we signed a big partnership agreement with Ringer Axel Springer. It's a big agreement for us, actually, because it's an agreement for co-organization of a huge roadmap of esports events in Poland, and not only in Poland. And this will give us a traction and initial user base. We'll be able to learn about our product very much and improve it. And these improvements and this knowledge will give us a chance to go internationally, which is obviously our goal. And last but not least, there is also a second path of our development, a parallel one, a metaverse path. So we are already ready for the metaverse, but in this case, our approach is a bit different. So we will be an API provider for video game developers. So each video game developer who produces a game for the metaverse will be able to use our approach to casual esports, to use our API, and to link the game to our ecosystem. So we will become a hub for such products and for players of such games. 3 seconds. So that's all. Thank you very much.
Okay, I have a question. So what's your business model? Is that a subscription product or?
Yeah, actually, so we will offer this cash tournament. So the participants will have to pay buy-ins, and we will charge them 30% commission on the buy-ins.
Okay. And what's your competition? I know that esports is a really blooming.
Okay, so actually there's a lot of competition. So it would be nice to be unique. And actually, the challenges approach is very unique because we are an esports tournament provider for casual players. So all our competitors use a different approach, a pro or semi-pro player approach. You have to, for example, wake up at 5 a.m. to play with someone. In our approach, you don't have to do this. You even don't have to play against a certain contestant. You have to make some interesting challenge inside the game. So it's not a tournament. This is a new approach, a challenge approach for casual players.
And
That-
sorry. And also we offer a comprehensive approach. So we offer both challenges, tournaments, esports tournaments, and statistics as well, and AI-empowered virtual trainer as well. So we have like both solutions because our competitors have usually one of this. So they like OPGG, for example, is one of this. They offer only in-game statistics, and for example another one like Faceit or Challenger Mode, for example, they offer esports tournaments, but only tournaments, not data, not stats from games, and no virtual trainers. So like we offer something bigger, something comprehensive, and that's actually is also linked to our business model, because we would like to acquire users, offering them this statistics data for free, and virtual trainer as well, and then encourage them to take part in these esports tournaments for what they would pay.
So we know that the esport market is big and growing. This is obvious for us, and that's very promising for you. But how big is the market you are targeting in terms of the markets that you would like to target specifically?
Okay, so probably a best approximation here would be to use a user base of our main competitor. So as Kamila mentioned, there is an OPGG website, a most renowned website for in-game statistics and no tournaments, but statistics. And their unique active user base is about 45 million a month for one game for League of Legends. So we aim at 25 million a month in 3 years' time for all games we are going to integrate.
And which target markets are you thinking of?
Well, it depends on the game. Each game has a different territories, like favorite territories. So in case of League of Legends, it's rather easy because it's Western Europe, United States, APAC, and Korea. Korea is a different market, so it needs a different approach, but each game has its own territories, and we'll have to adapt to these titles.
You said you're live since January, so do you actually have first revenue?
No, we don't have any revenues right now. Our website is now completely free, so each challenge is free to enter. We are now at the phase where we would like to gather as much data about our users as possible, so we offer it for free, and challenges are also for free, and prizes are sponsored. So there is no business model right now, but from April, when we start with the first events with RASP, there will be a business model implemented.
Yeah, so still cash challenges are in development, and in about a month's time we would start offering them, so then we will generate first income, hopefully.
Two quick questions from my side. Could you comment on the team and what are your plans with regards to expanding? And second, what is your exit plan, or how do you see your future in a few years?
I can start. So we are a team of 6. So there are 3 founders, Rafał, Mariusz, and myself. And we have 2 other developers, because Mariusz, our co-founder, is developer as well, backend developer actually. And we have 1 product manager as well. So currently 6, and yeah, hopefully when we get the first prize, we are planning to scale up, so we would like to expand our team.
And how many games do you wish to cover, and how long will it take you to cover?
So there are actually 2 ways of integrating games, which we plan to integrate fully. So with the statistics, AI, and challenges module, take much time to integrate. So it's about 3 to 6 months to integrate one game with the current team. But we already know that there will be some games which require fast integration, and they will be integrated without statistics and AI support at the very, very beginning. And such a game can be integrated within 1 month.
You said before, answering the question, that you are pre-revenue, but let's maybe get some exciting statistics. Do you have any knowledge about how many users already are using your platform? So maybe you are pre-revenue, but you already have some engaged users on the platform from January.
Yes, sure. So, yes, okay. So in February, when we launched this promotional events, we gathered around 2,000 users. 500 of them are already registered in the platform and are participating in challenges. But there is also an extension to this question, because engagement in the platform, as we can see now, has to be moderated. So it's not only the platform, but also what we do, for example, on Discord channel, to moderate users who already registered. So we see that this is not a automated reaction, but we have to show them a way and show them how they should interact with the system, because they can create their challenges as well. So actually, there is a business model. Each creator of a challenge gets a share. So from this 30%, we give 5 to 10% to the creator of the challenge. So this is a user acquisition approach. We would like to be organic. So we have to teach them how to do this. Okay, thank you very much.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Rafał, Kamila, thank you for your pitch. And now I would like to officially close the presentation part of ł.pitch Startup Competition 2022. The jury will now deliberate and choose their first choice. The winner will be announced during the ball. But now, please, one more time, give a big applause for our finalists, Colmsy, Challenger Project, and Deeptail AI. Thank you.